Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am using my How to Kill a Kit in Style kit to make a layout. So I've pulled out my stencil, some brushes, and some inks, and we're going to make a rainbow layout with only 3 colors. So let's see what I can do. Now I have my pinwheel stencil all set up with a little bit of purple tape, and I just have it folded over a sheet of white cardstock. Now you guys, we're going to do a rainbow with only 3 ink colors. And I think sometimes when we think about rainbows, we have to think, okay, I need the red, I need the orange, I need the yellow, I need the green, I need the blue, I need the indigo, and I need the violet. Well, guess what? You don't. You only need 3 colors. You need red, blue, and yellow because you can mix those 2 colors, or those 3 colors together and make the rainbow. So I've pulled out a couple of my Close to My Heart inks that were in my kit, and I am using my Pink and Main blender brushes. Now I do have the large one and the small one, and it's just a matter of whatever size you want to use on your projects. Now I did not protect my fingers. Sometimes I will just take a little bit of purple tape and put it on the tips of my fingers. I did end up getting bruisey looking fingers that practically match the bruise on my wrist. So yeah, there is that. Now I took the red. Now this is kind of a deeper, darker red. It's less bright of a red, and that will make a difference when we get to the purple color. So I take my yellow and I go ahead and I just blend out some yellow, and I make sure that it touches the red so that my red and yellow together get some orange. Now I do have this microfiber towel, and it is a much loved tool in my scrapbooking room. So what I do is I just kind of rub off the ink off of the brushes. Now I also have a blender brush cleaner that I purchased from Brutus Monroe, but I have not used it yet. I need to do that. But you know, when you clean your brushes, they're going to be wet and you can't use them. So we'll have to do that on a day that I don't plan on using the brushes. So now I am bringing in the blue, and I'm doing a pretty wide splotch of blue. However, once you see the reveal, I really didn't combine the blue and yellow a lot. I don't have a big, thick line of green. It's just a very thin line. I'm okay with that. If you really want it to have all of your rainbow stripes be even, you could kind of measure it out and figure out where you need it to overlap, but I'm kind of a free-form kind of gal where we're just making it happen. So here's where you can see where that not having a bright red kind of gives you a deep, dark purple color. It's not typical purple color that you think of. Now I have done ink blending where I have used red, yellow, and blue with other inks and different shades of it, and that is going to definitely make a difference for what colors you get mixed together. I'm okay with this deep, dark purple color. I don't mind that it's not like a bright, kind of light lilac color or anything like that. I am down with it. Now I do keep shifting my stencil, which is the reason why I keep putting my fingers all over my stencil. So this is a stencil from my shop, and it is a prototype stencil. I do sell this stencil. However, I have a couple different thicknesses of stencil sheets, and I use the thinner ones for my prototypes to just test out my settings, make sure things are going to cut, and then the good stencils are 10 mil thick, and they're just a better quality stencil, and that's what you get in my shop. You'll see in a video upcoming that I actually had to throw away my prototype and actually get the quality stencil because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So there we go. Here we have our rainbow right here, and then I'm going to trim it down and put it on some glitter because it's a Disney page. So you know what? Glitter always sounds like a good time. Actually, glitter sounds like a good time to me all the time. Now I am going to gut this paper, which isn't something I do a whole heck of a lot anymore. I used to be of the mindset I had to save every single tiny piece of paper to just make my paper last and go. But honestly, you guys, I have enough paper. I could probably scrapbook for 5 years and not have to buy another sheet. So, you know, I just don't gut paper anymore. But this glitter paper, it just makes my little heart so happy. So we're going to gut this one. So I try to put the frame on top of a black sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock, but you know, it's a little flimsy. It's kind of flippy flopping all over the place, and I'm not really getting it lined up quite well. And then look at that, my ATG pulls off of the glitter cardstock and stays on my black cardstock. So I'm going to lay this bad boy down. I'm going to add adhesive onto the edge of it, and then I'm going to place my rainbow piece that we made on top of the paper. So I'm just trying to get it lined up, and I'm happy with how that turns out. So I'm going to pop that up. Remember, there is adhesive on the back of my glitter cardstock still. It didn't all fall off onto the black cardstock. And now I am rubbing off the little ATG snot boogies. They're like glue boogies, and I've learned that when you wipe glue boogies like that from an ATG, you really don't want them going on your carpet because they kind of stick to the carpet, and then you got to cut them out, and it's just not a whole lot of fun. So that I made sure to put in my little trash can. Now I do take my back of my cardstock that I have gutted, and I washi tape it. Now, in this case, I might not have needed to washi tape it because it is going on the back of a black sheet of cardstock, but I normally do that because I just don't want any kind of edges on the back of my layouts, so that when I'm taking them in and out of the albums, nothing is going to get ruined, either this layout or the layout that it is on the back side of. So here's a good reason why I gutted my paper. I'm going to go ahead and mat my photograph on top of the glitter paper, and then I'm going to mat it on top of the black paper as well. So I am using my smaller guillotine trimmer, and I really do love this guy for when I'm doing photo mats and stuff like that. It's just not as unwieldy as the bigger one, and I love my bigger one to pieces, don't get me wrong. It's back downstairs in my scrapbook room. For a while it was upstairs, but I'm completely happy with that bad boy. I just like using the smaller one when I'm doing photos. So I'm going to trim that down, and then I just add a little extra adhesive because I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but sometimes with glitter paper, your thing that you're sticking it to doesn't really want to stick, so you need to add a little bit extra adhesive. So I put it down here so that basically I'm covering up the darkest part of the layout, and that's because I want the light and brightness showing, and that streak of yellow definitely is the light and brightness. I have this die cut thing from Jelly Bean Soup that says "You had me at hello," and I decide to go ahead and make that green with some surface spray from Brutus Monroe because, like I said, my green stripe is very thin. So I'm going to go ahead and use this box. Now this is just a cardboard box that I got from a purchase at IKEA. I spray it on, and then I decide I don't want it splattery. I want it to be kind of solid. So I grab a paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint over top of it. So I do have to spray and brush a couple times. Now, I could have just dipped my paintbrush right into the spray and brushed it on that way, but no, I wanted to use my splatter box, and dang it, I used my splatter box. So I went ahead and kept spraying and brushing until I got a good enough coverage that I was happy with. So I'm just going to keep doing that. Now, I do mess up on this piece, not on the spraying and brushing, not on that whatsoever, but what I do mess up is I want it to make it shiny. And normally what I would do was I would boy, that sounded kind of like slow there for a second. Normally what I would do is grab my embossing, emboss the sucker, and do some clear embossing powder over top of it. But no, I had my Nouveau, whatever the Nouveau thingy is, that I thought I just needed to do it that way. Well, I didn't realize, or I didn't think about how long that sucker was going to take to dry, so I applied my heat gun to it. Yeah, I should have just let it dry and came back to this layout later. So you'll see it. It's a situation. But you know what? I'm not redoing it. I only have that one You Had Me at Hello, so we're making it happen. I do grab this khaki polka dotted tape that I'm going to use down here as a shelf for my photo, so it kind of has a resting place. I grab a square doily and just place that on my photo as well, and that's just to give it a little bit of extra oomph and a little bit of extra texture. Now these little watercolor bits, I thought they were rub-ons. As you can see, I pulled out my Creative Memories multi-purpose tool. If you need a Creative Memories consultant, let me know down below. I have a fabulous one. I can put her link down below. So here is the surprise. They are not rub-ons, they are stickers. So I grab some blue and purple ones and I just layer them up on top of each other over here. And I chose to do that because this is where the blue and the purple meet. And then I decide that I'm going to do a diagonal line of embellishment, which definitely goes because my color of my rainbow is a diagonal line. Even though my stencil basically fills the entire background of the page, the lines of color are diagonal, so I felt like it was completely cool to go ahead and do a diagonal line of embellishment. So down at the bottom, I did greens and yellows just because that's where the colors were. I grabbed these Amy Tangerine Puffy stickers, and at first I put a full color rainbow on there, but then I decided, you know what? No, we're gonna do the blue and purple rainbow because this is where the blue and purple connect. Now there's a lot of fun little stickers, and I could have went crazy with that, but I restrained myself and put those bad boys away. I do grab my Love from Lizzie star peel-offs, and these little bad boys are teeny tiny, really teeny tiny. So I go ahead and just put those in the little diagonal line of embellishment that I have going on. And then I have these fun word stickers from Bella Boulevard, and I'm going to layer some of them up and just place them on my photo. So this is kind of like an introductory page in the album. This is like the welcome to Mickey's Toontown, and then after this layout will be all the photos that we took inside of Toontown. So these kind of like dividers in the album don't usually have a whole heck of a lot of journaling on it. It's just like an introduction to, we're moving on to a different section of the album now. Now, I don't always do that. Sometimes my Disney albums are ordered in park order. Sometimes it's just thrown in there of whatever goes in the album goes in the album. But I think with this one, it's definitely going to be kind of a chapter divider kind of album, just because there's definite chapters when I look at my photos. Like I have Pixar Pier photos, I have the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge photos, I have Mickey's Toontown photos. Like, so there's definitely a theme of that. So that is the way I'm going to go with it. I do try to camouflage my kind of utter mess up on the You Had Me at Hello by putting a sunshine puffy sticker on top of it. So it's You Had Me at Hello Sunshine. You know, it's like two different titles that I merged together as one, and I am good with it. You'll probably see in the close-ups the kind of weird texture that happened on the green. But like I said, we're just going with it. It's the only one I have. Now this album is the album that I am creating for the trip that Lana and I took for her birthday last year. So it will have a hidden Mickey on every single layout. Some of them are not so hidden. So I do have this black jeweled Mickey head that I just layered over top of a word phrase sticker. And then I think that is going to do it, you guys. Oh, no, it's not. I decided since I had a camera up at the top, I should bring a camera down at the bottom. And then now that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Go ahead, leave a comment if you'd like to chat. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Go ahead and subscribe, and also ring that notification bell so that you can get notified every time I put up a new video. Word on the street is YouTube algorithms are changing. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.